Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we are playing another Total War Warhammer 2 Battle Replay, once again in early access, and once again against Oakley of Invicta. So yeah, a lot of fun. Here I'm actually trying out this Strigoi Vampire Lord. So this is one of the new lords that is available to the Vampire Counts, and also he's separate to any DLC. So the Ghoul King is still in the game because he's obviously DLC, but they've given us just a Strigoi Vampire Lord in addition to it. So, you know, this is available to anybody, which is really cool of them. So I really love that. You know, they haven't gone, oh, we've already got one. So they've just done it anyway. They just put in another one. Be like, here you go, something new. But he's awesome. He's got a mixture of Laws of Magic. He's actually got Law of Death, I believe. Or does he? Or is he just vampires? Hang on. No, yeah, he's got Law of Death. He's got Spirit Leech. So he's got Spirit Leech and Invocation of the Heck and Soul Blight, and he's got that other thing. What's it called? I don't think I brought it. It's the Ghoul Summon that the other Ghoul King has. But he's got some great little unique abilities. He is super heavy hitting. He hits very hard. A lot of armor-piercing damage. And God, he's just massive, isn't he? Terrifying. Anyway, very scary dude. But yeah, he's got a bonus. Where is it? Nope, that's the Dare Shriek. That's not it. There we go. Claws of Morcane. This is ridiculous. Plus 40% armor piercing damage. And let's see his breakdown of armor piercing. He's already got 295. So, yeah, he hits very, very hard. I'm against Lizardmen, so armor piercing is a good thing. So this will be scary, especially the anti-large, guaranteeing him some hits. Also, another Terrorgeist. I have some Graveguard of great weapons, just a lot of them. I just wanted them to kill Saurus Warriors. And also a couple of zombies in the front, along with some Crypt Ghouls. That's right, I've got to go with some more ghouls, right? Also have a Necromancer, because I want some summons, and Forbidden Rod is useful too. Also over here, I actually have 2 card rates, which is usually pretty risky, but I know that Oakley, he's a bit rusty, and he doesn't bring spellcasters generally, so I don't have to worry about magic too much. So I'm going to try using the card rates. Though, in hindsight, I would have liked to bring Van Hell's Dance Macabre on the Necromancer to buff them with, because they don't have the best combat stats, really. They're just very survivable and a bit annoying. But, yeah, I think buffing them so they can actually get more killing done is pretty worthwhile. So I think I might try that in future. But anyway, here you can see Oakley has a load of skinks. He's got some Cold One Spear Riders. The anti-large is going to be very useful. He's also got some Feral Dinos. He's got the Bastillodon, some more skinks, Saurus Warriors in the back. He's got a unit of Croxagores that can hit pretty damn hard, honestly. I want to get rid of them nice and early. He's also got more skinks, more Feral Dinos, another Bastillodon there. He's got some Chameleon Skinks, which are actually really good for whittling down things like the Terrorgeist. But, you know, has a fair bit of armor, but not a huge amount. And it's a nice big target, so you can get some good withering fire on units like that. Also, more Cold One Spear Riders. He's got the Pterodon Rise with Fire Leech Polars, which can get great damage, actually, into big blobs of, you know, vampire infantry. Very useful. Also, some Temple Guards in the back, so some very elite anti-large infantry that I need to watch out for, because if he can actually get on top of my Terrorgeist with him, it's going to hurt, but obviously I can outmaneuver him very easily with the Terrorgeists. But he does have a Saurus Old Blood and a Scar Veteran, so a lot of big, heavy-hitting stuff there. But they're large targets on the Cold Ones. So the Cold Ones, it doesn't mean they can react and actually get on top of the Terrorgeists, but it means the Terrorgeists can do a lot of damage in return. So it's going to be interesting. So stuff is starting to move around. I've got my card race. I'm actually just going to go straight into the middle. I'm going to leave this stuff skirting around the outside. I just want to punch through the middle, frankly. So I've got my Terrorgeist moving around this way, and I'm pretty sure I go for the Feral Bastillodon pretty early. I just want to wipe him out nice and quick, because the Feral Bastillodon is going to do some good damage against the Graveguard, frankly. Crypt Ghouls, rather, they're moving around the outside, going to get on the Skinks soon. Yeah, here we go. So I'm trying to get some damage in, but you have to outrun me. Cheeky sod. So, yeah, more Fire Leech Bowlers flying in. All my infantry are starting to move in, and you can see Oakley is retreating around the back there with all his units to sort of, you know, reform his ranks, a bit of a tighter formation. So here you can see the Croxagores with their anti-infantry, good armor piercing. They can be very good against the Graveguard. But the Graveguard, although they're anti-infantry, they do have good armor piercing, so they can do some good damage in kind. So over here, Dinosaur, bit upset. Saw a Scar Veteran, he's come in, so I've Spirit Leeched him. But yeah, with the Claws of Morcane, 538 weapon strength. And let's have a quick look at how much that is armor piercing. That is 413 armor piercing damage, which is just ludicrous. That's over 400 damage that is totally unavoidable. And here, get a nice breath attack, which amazingly he dives out of the way. Cheeky sod. But I hurt some Skinks and some Saurus Warriors, so that's something. It'll do. So here, I use a Soul Blight, I believe. Yep. Just to whittle these guys down a bit, help me start cutting through them. And here, I've managed to deal with the Croxagores, which is very good for me. Over on this side, Khan Wraiths have been bothering them. I think I actually had some more Khan Wraiths. Was that? No, yeah, the Khan Wraiths over here. So yeah, this is the engagement that's actually really bad for them. Just everything is on top of them like that. I mean, yeah, they're ethereal and they have that good physical resist, but against such overwhelming numbers, they're going to get flattened. So, it's not great for them. Not great. Nah, not ideal. But anyway, so I was chasing off the Pterodons a bit, but he's running away. So I'm going to bring my, what's he called? Terrorgeist back. And he's still trying to blow me up, but I doubled back, so that's nice. And wow, a few of the ghosts go flying there, which is a lot of fun. So he's got his cavalry coming in now, and the cavalry are actually going to be very good at that. Anti-armor, you know, they can do quite a good amount of damage to the Grave Guard on the charge. They're pretty useful. But here you can see the Strigoi Vampire Lord is beating the crap out of this Saurus Scar Veteran. It is not good for the Scar Veteran. Unsupported, that is tough. So he's used the Cold-Blooded, which of course doesn't heal anymore, but it will give, you know, it'll put his leadership up so he can stay in the fight a bit more, which is alright because, you know, the Saurus Old Blood's in the fight now, so it means they can gang up on him for a little bit longer. But I am trying to focus him down. I'm alright with the Saurus Old Blood attacking me a bit. And here I try and come in with my second Terrorgeist to get some good damage in. And with my Khan Wraith dead over here, he's free to send his Temple Guard through, so my infantry is struggling a bit. Honestly, the caliber of my infantry isn't the best in the world. I mean, sure, it's a load of Graveguard with great weapons, which you think would do well, but with the extra support of the Feral Bastillodons, the charge of the Cold Ones, you know, there's a lot of stuff that can whittle them down. So here, I'm trying to chase down the Saurus Old Blood, but he's being a bit of a pain. So I'm going to get back in the air, I believe. The Strigoi Vampire Lord, I think, is going to line up a breath attack on the Temple Guards, because they're going to be a problem for me later if my infantry can't hold out. So here, come in with a juicy breath attack, and does a pretty substantial amount of damage, like 20-25% of their health there, which is pretty nice for a freebie. And I'm going to ignore the Saurus Old Blood for a bit. So once again, he used the Cold-Blooded. I think he's still in the mindset that it heals. I did try and warn him, but anyway, it's he's got an ability, might as well use it, right? So anyway, here I'm going for the Feral Bastillodon. Obviously, there are Temple Guard in here, but I'm happy to be in here for a bit, just because I have so much health on my Terrorgeists. I just want to get rid of the Bastillodon, so that way I can kind of outmatch his infantry. You know, I'll have something that's sort of good for killing Temple Guard that isn't fighting something that's good at killing it. So it can be some respite if I can get rid of the Feral Bastillodon. So summon some zombies to keep these guys trapped in here. Obviously you can see his Feral Bastillodon's rampage, but it doesn't really matter that it's done that. It can't really escape, so I may as well sit here and keep fighting whatever. But I'm getting some good damage on it with the Strigoi Vampire Lord. And here you can see the Khan Wraiths are just milling around the back. I'm just sort of waiting to see where the cavalry go to try and charge them, because they got good armor piercing, so, you know, if I can get some good hits, because cavalry doesn't have the best melee defense generally, so they're pretty good for countering that kind of thing. But, yeah. So here they're actually fighting some cavalry, and I move my Terrorgeist over here to try and deal with this Bastillodon that did come back, and I can't have that. This Bastillodon's been eaten up, and now the Temple Guards, standing ground is going to make them harder for me to kill them. But I've got a lot of infantry now in here, and there's very little that can retaliate in a decent way. All those dinosaurs that were getting good value, they're gone now. You know, they've been chased off. He still has some cavalry, but with my good anti-large and the fact that it's only one unit against 2 Terrorgeists, it's not going to work. You know, especially with a bit of support from the Grave Guard as well. They're just not going to be able to get enough damage on the Terrorgeist before the Terrorgeist can take a massive bite out of them. So that's good. So hopefully I can shut them down before he can regroup with his units. Here I'm going to summon some zombies, basically just to soak up some chameleon fire. So yeah, it works. You'll see they start shooting the zombies, which is nice. So dinosaurs running away now. Over on this side, things are actually going well for my opponent, and I mean, that's a bit of a pity. My Grave Guard are going down, but I mean, yeah, it's only skinks, and he's run out of fire leech bonus there, so it's not too bad. I'm happy for that to hold out while I deal with the Temple Guard. So I've actually thrown my Terrorgeist at the Temple Guard, got a Spirit Leech on the Saurus Old Blood to help whittle him down, and where'd my other Terrorgeist go? Oh, they are both in there. Okay, they're both in here. So I'm trying to deal with the Temple Guard, and of course they aren't immune to terror. They aren't immune to psychology, so they are going to get terrified away, which is very nice. Finally, basically dealt with them. They're taking some casualties as they retreat, and now I can focus on the Pterodon Riders. That are large targets to the Terrorgeists. Now that they can actually get, you know, a nice scrap with them, they're going to really suffer. And at this point, army losses actually starts to settle in, because anything he has that's valuable is super injured, and frankly, everything I have that's valuable is fine. So, Yeah, seemed very abrupt. I was still very surprised. He's done like quite a lot of the board, but I think just the overwhelming strength of the Terrorgeist and the Strigoi Vampire Lord, and the fact I had a full unit of Carna Wraiths, you know, I started some Gravegun on the board, my Necromancer was basically untouched, so I mean, when you look at it, that's like 3,000 points, another 2,000, that's like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 points that I had left on the board, which is kind of absurd when you think about it. So, yeah, so that's what triggered it. But, yeah, it was a good fight, though. And, yeah, once again, I mentioned this in the other video, but Oakley, yeah, seems like a great guy. I was very surprised, you know, just no ego on this guy. Nice, pleasant bloke. So, if you're watching this, thanks for the games, man. It was a pleasure. So, guys, if you're, yeah, if you want to watch more of this stuff, there's going to be a lot more of it. A lot more early access stuff. Just generally, you know, battle replays, campaign, all the rest of it, patch notes eventually, all sorts of things. If you want to see more of that, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribe being the most important, of course, and I've never actually said this on my channel, but click the bell. Yeah, click the bell. You know the drill, guys. So, yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.